Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is O-Sheena. I'm glad that you're here and I have long awaited to do this video. It's finally time for another recommendation video. I love making these and I'm excited to be sharing some cozy romance recommendations. So because of the season, the cozy vibes are definitely upon us, and I thought that I would recommend some romances that might interest you for this cozy season. These romances are cozy because the stakes aren't super high, it's happy endings, and it's just like feel-good romances. These aren't necessarily set during the fall time, but they just like give me cozy vibes. So I thought I would recommend them to all of you. All of these recommendations are going to be Christian-based, and if they are not, I will specify, so just so you know. The first book that I'm going to recommend is Until the Dawn by Elizabeth Camden. So this is a historical romance book, and it's helicopter. It's set in this big mansion and you follow a girl who is kind of squatting there. She has been for quite a while. It's been abandoned for a long time by this like rich family who has never come to claim it. So she's squatting there, and then someday the son of the mansion owner shows up and says like, what are you doing here, get out. And she's like, oh, my home, I want to be here. So she ends up getting hired by him to be like his governess kind of, because he does have a son and he's a single dad, so he doesn't know what he's doing, so she helps with teaching him. It's definitely a hate to love. The main guy is definitely grumpy, and he is like not sure about her at first. He doesn't trust her, but eventually they do become friends, and I would recommend it for this fall. Okay, then I would recommend The Shadows of Swanford, Abbey by Julie Klassen. This was really fun. It definitely has like a mystery vibe to it, and again, it's set in like a big kind of manor. I think like an old monastery, convent, whatever. But it's kind of like a museum now that you can stay in. So a bunch of people are staying in this place, and then a murder happens, and so everyone's like trying to figure out who did it, and stuff happens from there. But there's also a romance, and it definitely had really cozy vibes, just because of like the setting. It was kind of like dark and just with this big house, and I really liked the main character. So yeah, definitely a good romance too, but with some mystery in there if you like that. Okay, I just want to recommend this book. So, The Chichi by Sarah Adams. This is cozy because it is like the most feel-good romance. It's like funny. It's like, if you like best friends to lovers and don't mind like a bit of like miscommunication in the sense that like neither one tells their true feelings, it was written really well, and I read it so fast. It was just such a feel-good book, and it gave me cozy vibes because of that. I don't know, this is just like a new favorite romance, so definitely want to recommend it. The one non-Christian recommendation I'm gonna have is The Bodyguard by Katherine. This was a super feel-good romance. Like, it was so nice because there wasn't actually any issues between the couple, which was just so nice. Like, it was more outside factors that were affecting their relationship, and it was just like refreshing to see that, because there's always like issues between the characters that are like, can you just get along, please? So for this one, it was definitely a good romance. It definitely looks more summery than fall-y, but it still gave me really good vibes, very cozy, and I really liked how it all kind of wrapped up, and the conflicts that did come up were kind of exciting to read about, and then it was a good resolution in the end. So yeah, I definitely got cozy vibes from this book. The one thing I'll say is it's a clean book, but there is a bit of language, so if that bothers you, then I would steer away from this, but it is clean otherwise. Okay, next, this is definitely a cozy book, In Search of a Prince by Toni, Shiloh. This will just make you feel good, especially if faith matters to you, because the faith in this book is the standout part of it for sure. And because of that, it just felt really good. So to me, it's like cozy for that reason. But I also really enjoyed the romance because it was so subtle and sweet that it just felt really like genuine, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely cozy. Check it out if you like kind of royalty stories with a lot of faith aspects in it. It's this girl who finds out that her dad was actually a prince of a country, and since her grandpa is getting older, and so he needs to get her to come to the country because her dad had passed away. So she's the heir to the throne, and she has to find a husband. And just going through that process, she leans on her faith so much, and it was really fun to read. I loved that aspect of it, so for sure, check this out if you haven't. Okay, another cozy romance is All Made Up by Kara Isaac. So this one was cozy because it follows like a reality dating show, like The Bachelor basically, but in Australia. And this guy is a farmer, and his past girlfriend comes on the show because like she's a makeup artist. They need an extra contestant, so she subs in, and they realize like, oh, what are you doing here? And it's them kind of like realizing they still like each other, and they actually want to choose each other, not go through the show. So it was just really satisfying to watch their relationship grow, and all the like farmy things they ended up doing, because he ended up taking her back to his farm, and it was a really feel good, nice, cozy romance. So for sure would recommend it. And lastly, this is cozy. Okay, doesn't it look cozy? Like, this is so fallish, like a fall night. But for real, this will give you cozy vibes because it's very funny, and it's like a solid friendship romance, like growing into romance, and it just was so satisfying. Okay, like if you like a solid friendship before any romance happens, that is this book, and it's just so good for that. And yeah, I would recommend it. Great faith in this one. It follows an atheist girl who gets a job at a church, and she kind of rediscovers her faith, or she discovers her faith for the first time through this story. And then she has a romance as well, and it just makes me feel so good even thinking about this book. Yeah, if you like romance, I think you'll like this book. So yeah, those are some of my cozy recommendations. I definitely want to get more. I want to keep on reading romance. I love it. So if you guys have recommendations, please put them down below. I'm always looking for more. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll have all the books listed down below with the names and the authors. And I will also link all of my other romance recommendation videos. I have quite a few now. I do have an entire playlist as well with Christian recommendations and just book recommendations. So check out my channel. I do have playlists there with all of my recommendations, but I'll link a couple down below that you might be interested in seeing. And that is everything. Thank you for watching, you guys. Bye. It's set during